The next channel that we are going to discuss about is PDCCH. So we will see the PDCCH structure and the DCI signaling. So PDCCH is nothing but physical downlink control channel, which is used to send the control information to the user so that the user can decode its data. So PDCCH consists of DCI, and the coding used for PDCCH, since we are using carries the control information, so the coding used is polar coding. Modulation used is QPSK, and this is the RB for PDCCH, in which we have 14 symbols in one slot, and we have 12 subcarriers. So out of this, the first symbol is carrying your PDCCH. So PDCCH is responsible for downlink control signaling, and it carries the information related to the scheduling of the user in the downlink direction as well as the uplink direction, because UE doesn't have its own scheduler. So whatever the user is going to transferred in the uplink direction, the number of PRBs, the position of the PRBs, that is all defined by the downlink control information on the PDCCH channel to the user equipment. So next comes the concept of control resource set. So we already know the concept of RAG. RAG is nothing but a group of arrays. So this is the same concept that we had in 4G. In 4G, one RAG is a combination of how many arrays? It is 4 arrays, right? So here again we have a concept of one resource element group, which is one RB into one OFDM symbol. So here the concept is a little bit different. We have one RAG, which is nothing but one RB for the complete one OFDM symbol. Okay, so numbered in the increased order of PDCCH resource. So time first and frequency is last. However, when we talk about PDCCH in LTE, we had one symbol again for the 12 subcarriers. So if we talk about the second concept, which is CCE or control channel element, then one CCE contains 6 RAGs. Okay, and if we talk about LTE, one CCE contained 9 RAGs. Here it contains 6 RAGs. So even though the concepts that we are using in 5G are similar to what we had in 4G, yet they are somewhat different. So we have a concept of RAG, which is the one resource element group, which is defined by one RB for the one OFDM symbol, and it is numbered in the increasing order of the PDCCH resource. And second, we also have a concept of control channel element, which is nothing but multiples of RAG. So here in 5G, one CCE is 6 RAGs. Now a core set is defined as the physical resources plus the CCE to RAG mapping. So it is nothing but your whatever resources that you are occupying for PDCCH plus what is the CCE to RAG mapping. So let's see it with the help of an example. So how the core set is indicated in UE. So again, when we talk about LTE, then in LTE the PDCCH was occupying whole bandwidth. For example, if I talk about 5 megahertz, then it was carrying the PDCCH was occupying whole 25 PRPs, and it can be in the frequency domain, and in the time domain it can be 1 symbol, 2 symbol, 3 symbol, depending upon the number of users that I want to send the information, right? So but in 5G, when we talk about the PDCCH region, it is 1 RB into 1 OFDM symbol, right? So in LTE, the frequency domain of the control region is always same as the total bandwidth. So no parameter is required to define the frequency domain region for the control region, and the time domain region is identified by the help of PC fetch channel. In LTE, we do not have any PC fetch channel, so we do not have any channel to identify the number of symbols which are reserved for PDCCH. So in NR we have the parameters which are defined in the RRC signaling, and these parameters define the number of RBs which are reserved, which are in the one core set. It also defines the number of symbols in one core set. It also defines the number of REGs in a core set, and it also defines the REG bundle size. So these four parameters are defined in the RRC signaling. So if we talk about NRB core set, it defines the number of RBs in the frequency domain in a core set. If we talk about N symbol core set, it defines the number of symbols in the time domain in a core set, again dependent upon the RRC parameters. Then we have NREG core set, which is defined by number of REGs in the core set, and L is nothing but the REG bundle size. Okay, so the difference between 4G and 3G is with respect to PDCCH is that in LTE we have the PCFIS channel, which with the help of which we can define the total number of symbols which are reserved for PDCCH, whereas in 5G we do not have any such channel, as we have already seen the channel structure in 5G. Second important thing is that in LTE the PDCCH is allocated for the total bandwidth. However, when we talk about 5G, it is defined as 1 RB into 1 symbol, and that 1 RB is also dependent upon the parameter which is NRB core set. So here we have a very good pictorial representation which defines the PDCCH monitoring occasion on 1 symbol as well as on 3 symbols. So we have 1 symbol in a particular bandwidth part, which is and this is defined by the parameter that we have discussed in the last slide. And again we can also have 3 symbol core set, again defined by the parameters, N symbol core set. Now within this particular symbol we have this kind of representation, right? So for example, if I talk about 1cc, so I have 6 REGs, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And what is 1 REG? 1 REG is nothing but 12 REs of 1 symbol, right? And how the DMRS is implemented? Again, it is implemented every 4th REs, right? So this is this picture is important in order to have an overview on how the symbols will be mapped on the bandwidth part, how the symbol duration can change, and within a core set how the CC is defined and how the REGs are defined, and within that REG how the DMRS is mapped. Okay, so we can have multiple symbols. So core set with 3 symbols, core set with 2 symbols, or core set with 1 symbols, right? So we have a parameter with defined in the defined for the number of symbols in the core set, which will be sent on the via the RRC signaling. Okay, so this is the core set definition. Then we have PDCCS structure. So if we talk about PDCCS structure, let's say I'm talking about symbol number 1. So I have this particular symbol allocated to PDCCH. On this PDCCS symbol, I will have the DMRS associated with it, right? So this is your DMRS NCell ID mod 4. Okay, so then we have in PDCCS, similar to what we had in LTE, we have a concept of aggregation level, and aggregation level defines the number of bits that will be used in order to transmit the information to the user in the downlink direction, right? So we can have the aggregation level of 1, 2, 4, or 8 or 16, right? So in LTE we only had 4 aggregation level. Here we have 5 aggregation levels, and these aggregation level will represent the number of CC. So if I talk about aggregation level of 1, so it will occupy how many CC is 1 CC. And what is 1 CC? 1 CC is 6 REGs, and depending upon that we can calculate the number of REs, and depending upon the number of REs and the modulation, which is QPSK for PDCCH, we get the number of bits. right? So if we talk about let's say I talk about the aggregation level of 1, so the number of CC is 1, so 1 CC is 6 REGs, right? And 1 REG is 6 RB, right? So if you multiply it, you get approximately 36, and 36 into 2 bits, it gives you approximately 72 bits of information. So higher is the aggregation level used for a particular user, it means that the radio condition of that particular user is poor, right? Because higher is the aggregation level, more is the number of coding bits that we will be using in order to protect the data on the air interface channel. So next we will be discussing about the PDCCH search space, in which we will discuss about the different downlink control information. Now DCI are mapped onto the PDCCH. So again, this is not a new concept. This concept is from 4G, where the downlink control information would carry the information related to the scheduling of the users in the uplink direction as well as in the downlink direction. It would carry the information related to the HARC, which is retransmissions. It would carry the information related to the power control. Similarly, in 5G, we have the different DCIs which will be carrying different information. If we talk about DCI format 0, then it is allocated for the uplink data transmission. If we talk about DCI format 1, then it is allocated for downlink data transmission. If we talk about DCI 2, then it is defined for the slot format and the transmission integration notification. And then we have DCI format 2_2 and 2_3, which are specifically for the power control commands. So if you look at DCI format 0_0, it is for the scheduling of PUHCH, and associated we have the different RNTI. RNTI is again not a new concept. It started from 5G, where we have different RNTIs with respect to different set of information. So if we are talking about the message 3, then the identity which is allocated to the user equipment by the G node B will be temporary CRNTI, or temporary cell network radio network ID. So once the user moves to the connected state, RRC connected state, then in that case CRNTI is allocated. So similarly, we have different type of radio network temporary IDs like CRNTI, CSRNTI, TCRNTI, CSIRNTI, then we have SIRNTI, PRNTI, RARNTI. So these radio network temporary IDs, they are the identities which define the different set of information for the particular user. So if it is RARNTI, then it is with respect to the random access message. If it is PRNTI, then it is with respect to the paging message, and so on. So if it is here TPC, PUCCH, RNTI, then it defines the PUCCH power control information. So we have different DCI formats with respect to the different set of information that is to be transmitted for a particular user. Okay, now procedure for generating PDCCH from DCI. So here we have the downlink control information. Let's say it is about the user's resource allocation for the uplink direction. Then in that case, a CRC is attached, or cyclic redundancy check. Then this information is with respect to certain particular user, so its RNTI is masked. Then interleaving is done, and for control signaling we are using polar codes in 5G. So in LTE we were using convolution coding, but now in 5G we are using a new type of coding technique, which is polar codes. So 3GPP has selected polar codes as the error correcting code on the control channels. So on the PBCH we are using polar codes, on PDCCH we are using polar coding. Then interleaving with respect to the sub blocks. rate matching in case we have less number of bits with respect to the transport block size format, then we can add the number of bits, and vice versa. Then scrambling, so that we can protect the information. Now mapping of these bits onto the RE using the modulation and coding scheme, which is QPSK for PDCCH, that means 2 bits per subcarrier or RE. And then we can also map the CCE indexing. So CCE indexing means the number of what is the aggregation level, and with respect to aggregation level, what are the number of CCEs, and with respect to the CCE, what are the number of REGs, right? And depending upon that, we will calculate the number of REs on which the PDCCS information will be sent. So this is a procedure of generating the PDCCH from the DCI.